Hi guys, it's Miss Velez and this is your midweek motivation. So speaking with you guys, it's been awesome. I know school has started and you guys are just getting back into the swing of things. So I'll be trying to reach out to you guys on a weekly basis with some motivation, midweek motivation. So speaking with you guys, I've learned that you guys are really interested in learning Spanish and you all want to know what are the best ways to learn. So I've done a lot of research and I wanted to share with you the 4 highly effective habits of language learners. And these are for people who not only learn a second language, but might learn a third or fourth. These are what we call polyglots. These are people who speak more than one language, okay? So here's their first habit. They have a clear goal and they use the language for something that they love. So I'll give you an example. My oldest son, who is a USF Bull, go Bulls. Okay, he has learned Chinese and a little bit of Japanese and even some Korean. And I'll tell you why. He loves to play online games and he got really tired of playing with people and they would be speaking Chinese or Japanese and he wouldn't understand what they were saying. So he wanted to be able to kind of surprise them and speak their language. So he learned some really key phrases that could help him while he was playing these online games. So he had a clear goal in mind and he used it for something that he loved. And so now my son has even started learning Chinese more in depth because he fell in love with having that opportunity, and he loves it when people look at him and don't expect him to speak Chinese, and he does. Second highly effective habit of language learners or polyglots, they imitate what they hear. So they want to sound like a native speaker. So when they hear something, they do their best to imitate the intonation or the way someone is speaking it. You may think you're mocking somebody, but you're actually not. You're learning how to speak the way a native speaker would speak, okay? So imitate what you hear, all right? Third highly effective habit is knowing the difference between consuming a language and using a language and finding a balance for both of those. And I'm going to give you an example. When we call for DBAs, a lot of times I'll be talking with you guys and you'll be like, Miss Velez, I know this stuff, I memorized it, I have it written down, but when you're talking to me, I don't know what you're saying. And that is because you've consumed a lot of language, but you haven't used a lot. And that's what the DBA forces you to do. It forces you to use what you're consuming. So one way that you can balance the consumption of a language and the usage of the language is to simply talk to somebody. So you can find a friend, a neighbor, a family member, anyone, and just practice what you're learning. Even if all it is practicing a shopping list, but practice with other people, and that gives you that balance between consuming and using. All right. The 4th highly effective habit is understanding that you're gonna fail and you're gonna fail often. Highly effective language learners know that A, it takes a really long time to be really proficient in a language or master it, and B, you can't master it without making mistakes. So when you're speaking with somebody and you're using the language that you're learning and you're applying everything that you learned, you're going to make mistakes. I've been studying Spanish for over 30 years. I can't tell you how long, but over 30 years, and I still make mistakes. Every now and then, I still speak to people that sometimes I don't understand because they come from, I don't know, a different country and they use a different word. So I still make mistakes. Trust me, you will make mistakes too. What differentiates a person who accepts making mistakes and who's afraid of making mistakes is that when you understand that you're gonna fail and you're gonna fail often, you accept that and you just keep moving. You know that when you speak, you're gonna make mistakes and that's okay. Okay? Use those opportunities for learning, okay? If you make a mistake and someone corrects you, go, awesome, now I know and I'll do better. All right, so those are the 4 highly effective habits of people who learn languages. They have a clear goal in mind and they use the language for something that they love. They imitate what they hear. They know the difference between consuming and using it and they try and balance that out. And they fail and they fail often and they use their failure to propel them forward into mastery. All right, guys, this is your midweek motivation. Have a great rest of the week. Bye.